You're watching January Keaton.
All right, turning to politics, guys. The Republican health care bill is in serious jeopardy after the Congressional Budget Office predicted it would mean millions of people losing their health insurance. We all dream about flipping real estate, making those profits with all that little bit of work, right? Yeah. Big money.
Shout out to Dave Prescott really quickly. I promised I would say that because he donated this entire airport hangar to Toys for Tots for this very reason. I'm going to let you see what's going on back here.
Trump has a higher approval rating than Congress. According to that poll, only 10% approve of how Congress is working. Wow.
Yeah, let's don't want to come on
tough
41
crowd
NBC.
for Congress.
Yeah,
This isn't right. He's a fan, too. All right, switching to different kind of movie news now. Plenty of it to start your week, including an on-set injury that wasn't what it seemed.
The family that has owned the place since 1956, they've decided to sell the restaurant. And what the new owners are going to do, they're going to start tearing this building down in about mid-July, early August.
I may be inventing a new style, new hip way of dressing.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Sure, the kids love babushkas. Up next, guys, Peach County, thank you very much, ma'am.
Look at us, once again. And we didn't plan it again.
3 Saturdays in a row.
3 Saturdays in a row, that's right, Andy.
We don't want it to last forever, lady. We all got to do something in the light. Well, several of those watching cried during totality, and many say they're already planning for the next U.S. eclipse, which happens, by the way, in 7 years.
All right, well, I'm a gardener. I have a green thumb, but here's a question I want to know. How can I grow plants in the shade, Michael?
A little side note here, Mayor Jerry Jennings was also on hand at today's ceremony. The police ceremony today, his very last police ceremony as mayor.
A proposal to an Oscar winner. MTV shakes up its awards, and the fallout from that Pepsi ad. David Daniel has it all in your Hollywood Minute. All right, guys, moving on. A Macon man was robbed at gunpoint last night by a man he was reportedly loaning money to anyway. Well, it's Friday night, and you know that means high school football around Middle Georgia. Tucker Sargent, Michael Warwick, they're out at Dan Pitt Stadium in Forsyth getting ready for the big game of the week. Johnny Depp, he's under fire for controversial comments he made about President Trump. The Hollywood star has been no fan of Donald Trump. Alex Ramos was one of the men caught on camera beating a black man in Charlottesville, Virginia. Now, this was the day Alex Fields drove his car through the crowd of counter-protesters.
Police are still trying to figure out a motive. When Tolliver was arrested last night, he gave no reason why he came back and torched the house. Meantime, he is in the Schenectady County Jail.
Takeover fraud is one of the most basic forms of identity theft. It happens when a fraudster steals personal information to take control of existing bank or credit card accounts.
He testified that little Jesse Smith was already in a full-blown coma when he was brought into the emergency room that February 2012 day. His brain was bleeding.
Our top story tonight at 5:30, a body found this morning on Clark Street in Macon. Crews were working on a power line when they found the body near an empty house. A man's body was found in a car in Milledgeville Tuesday afternoon. The vehicle was parked in front of a home on the 1100 block of South Jefferson Street.
Several motel tenants have been struck, many of them fatally, over the years. So they want to make sure that they institute safety guidelines. Now, that vote is going to be tonight.
A teenage suspect is in custody today after opening fire in his Washington State high school, killing a classmate and injuring 3 others. Well, your family will likely get sick, too, so you need to be prepared. Here's Andy Willis with what you can do to make sure the germs don't catch you by surprise.
The judge had to dismiss the jury, go into chambers with them and counsel, read over those notes, and finally he did decide that it is okay.
And as the search continues for Healy, the difficult task of cleaning up in the town of Fort Plain is just beginning.
Mindful of how much electricity and water you use and when you use them. And it's due to this heat. I'm here at the Saratoga County Fairgrounds roasting, but I wonder, how do the animals here feel?
Either Reese Witherspoon is tiny or Nicole Kidman's a giant. I don't know. We have more local news headed your way on 41 NBC News at 3.
St. Anne Catholic Church, Mark, is over a century and a half old, and she doesn't look bad, does she? That's because of 6 years of renovations.
Welcome back. On hurricane-weary Puerto Rico, some Irma victims are still dealing with a lack of easy access to water. It's just terrible. Well, a man who was wanted on several warrants turned himself in to Redford Township Police. He was sentenced this morning after he taunted officers on Facebook, and they accepted his challenge. Ashamed That's how the CEO of United Airlines says he felt after seeing video of that bloody passenger being dragged off the plane.
Right now, police are saying no foul play is suspected, and this does appear to be just an unfortunate accident. She says she has no idea who would want to hurt her or her family, or the family who lived on the second floor here at 444 Carroll Avenue in Hudson.
Hundreds of thousands of victims had their cards fraudulently charged for things they didn't even order or buy. Investigators say the man behind that scheme tried to do it so subtly that no one even noticed.
But along a 70-mile wide path from Oregon through South Carolina, millions watched as daylight turned to darkness.